Hey everyone, it's Todd and Cathy, and guess what? We just got back from Universal Orlando Resort's Halloween Horror Nights, and we had a blast.
We did. We had a great time.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of rank the houses as we thought were our favorites, and ones that were, well, all the houses were really great houses, but the ones we liked better. And the ones that, were good.
Yeah.
We're fine.
So stick around and we'll let you know what we thought.
So, Universal Halloween Horror Nights. And they're running right now select nights from September the 6th through November the 2nd.
Okay, so I guess let's get into it and let them know what we thought. We did go 3 nights. We added a Saturday night because we just couldn't stay away. Most of the houses we did 3 times. Some we only did 2 times, and some, well, one we did 1 time.
Now, we did also have Express. We used Express, and I can tell you right now that came in very handy because the lines for some of these houses were extremely long. There was some really long waits.
Right.
But we did the Stay and Scream.
That helps out a whole lot.
It does. And what Stay and Scream is, basically, is you are told to go to someplace in the park. It's like a holding area while security and the team members pretty much tell everyone else, that the park is closed, due to, the event starting to happen. Right. So we were in a holding area over near the Simpsons area this year.
And that, in my opinion, that works out really well because you can wipe out all of those houses in the back.
Yeah, those are the ones that you actually have to walk a long ways to get to. So it's best to go ahead and knock those out, like Cathy said. Right. And then do the others. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting ready to start on our list here to let you know what our favorites were. But before we do that, you want to explain a little bit about...
As we go through these, I think what I'm going to do is we had done like a hype list on a live with Dawn and Tyler.
Right.
And I think we're going to sort of compare our actual feelings after we've gone to what we thought were going to be our favorites. And where they were sort of placed. I mean, I'm not going to go over the whole list again, but if something moved up or down, I'll let you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to go ahead with your...
Let's start at the bottom, number 10.
Okay. So number 10 being our least favorite. But like we said, all the houses were really good. And as we kind of work toward the middle of the list, it's going to become really difficult because... Yeah. I would say, like, my number 6, I love the house. It just gets harder because Universal did such a great job on these houses this year.
Yeah, it's really hard. Well, number 10 for me was Us. And actually, that was at the bottom of my list, on my hype list, too. The house was good. I did see the movie. It did follow the movie. But it really did nothing. I think there was one room there at the end. I'm not going to put any spoilers, but there was one room at the end that could have been great. But I think that we were just at that point where I saw him resetting. And so we missed the whole idea of that room. And so, but it just kind of felt, it wasn't a bad room. The actors, you're great. But it just fell flat for me. I don't know.
Yeah, it really depends on a lot when you're walking through these houses where you're at in line, because the people in front of you can actually get the scare. And then, like Cathy was talking about, a reset, that's when the scare actor actually goes back into hiding and has to wait like a certain amount of seconds before they pop back out on this, the next person. Okay, so
now I did see one cool thing that they did. It was I guess one one crew leaving and another crew coming in, taking in, and as they were leaving, they were all leaving hand in hand with those stares on their faces, you know, and that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's when we were
how they
staying
were
alive.
changing.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
So actually, my number 10 as well was Us, and my number 10 on my hype list was also Us. I did not see the movie like Cathy actually saw the movie. I did not, but just like Cathy says, the house was good. It just wasn't at the level of scare that, you know, I felt. I think it explained more about the movie, what actually was going on in the movie. But I really didn't feel like Us would make a good house. To me, I would see it more as a scare zone, you know, personally.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just our opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so your number 9?
My number 9 was Nightingale's Blood Pit. And actually, it was on my 8. So it's the bottom of my list, towards the bottom of my list too. That just fell flat too. It was, I don't know, all the wrong, what were they, gladiators? And I don't know them. I don't know. We did it twice, and I thought maybe the second time it would be better, but I don't know. It's just something was not clicking in that house for me.
Yeah, the Nightingales were actually these creatures that they would feed off of the injured and dead. So
I guess you got the Romans killing the Romans and the Nightingales. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, would come in for their feast.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. I didn't. The Nightingales were like bird-like too, I think, and that was, I don't know. It was okay, but it just kind of fell flat for me.
Okay, and what was your 9 on your hype list?
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So we'll tell a little bit about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my number 9 was Stranger Things. Stranger Things, to me, I really enjoyed it last year. This year, as far as I'm, concerned, it was still a good house. It just doesn't have that big scare effect like some of the other houses. But all in all, I thought it was a really good put together house. With this house, Stranger Things, it just picks up where the television series left off with seasons 2 and 3, and a little bit in there from 1 still.
Yeah,
but
the conclusion of 1, mostly 2, and just a little bit of 3.
Yeah, but all in all, I thought it was a well put together house. It just didn't have that, that scare effect, that some of the other houses did, but really good. On my hype list, actually, Stranger Things was my number 9 on my hype list too.
Okay.
so there you go.
Yeah.
So number 8.
Number 8, Stranger Things.
Okay.
I love Stranger Things. I love it, but it fell flat. I mean, I can appreciate some of the scenes. It focused though on episode 2, and I don't know, episode 2 fell flat for me. I mean, I still liked it, but it was but I wish they would have concentrated more on episode 3. There was a lot of mannequins, I think, in there.
There was a lot of mannequins.
Yeah.
There was a lot. Instead of your scare actors, they did have a lot of mannequins.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And I almost wonder if they're going to leave that up after. You remember last year how they left?
For a while.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're going to leave that up for
last
a while.
year's house they left up for a little while, so it's a possibility.
Yeah.
It sure is for a walkthrough, during the day.
Yeah. I mean, it was still good. I still appreciate, I love Stranger Things, so, but on the fun side, I don't know. It just fell flat.
So what was your number 8 hype?
Nightingales. So Nightingales was still on the bottom of my list, so.
Okay, yeah, from your original list.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my number 8 was Nightingales. I really enjoyed this house. This is where it's starting to become a little bit more difficult. This is definitely one of those houses to where, it depends on where you are in line, if you get the scares or not. But, all in all, I thought the house was solid. And they did get me a couple of times. I enjoyed the walkthroughs every time we went through the house, but still on the lower end of my list. The number 8 on my hype list was Depth of Fear. So
that came up.
Yep. Okay, so what's your number 7?
And I'm changing something here because we did this list before we did our final night, and I sort of something on my final night changed something. So I'm switching something to my 6 and my 7 around. My 7 is now Depths of Fear.
Okay.
I really liked it. It was a good house. I liked the fish people.
Their costumes were really, really top notch. I swear they did a really good job on those.
Good theming. Like we said before, this is where it gets kind of hard. Yeah, really hard to pick. But that's where my Depths of Fear is. And funny enough, that's where it was on my hype list.
Okay. All right. Okay, so my number 7 was Ghostbusters. And this is, like Cathy said, it's really getting hard because I thought Ghostbusters was an excellent house. It was everything, I would expect it to be. They really brought it on. The house was very detailed. Scenes straight out of the movie. The only thing that put it a little bit lower on my list was the scare factor again, for me, because this house I think would be okay for kids to walk through, younger kids. I'm not going to say what age, but there was really, to me, there was really nothing that scary about the house. It was, even parts of it were funny, just like the movie. So I really enjoyed it. Thought Slimer was great, so really good house. On my hype list, I had House of a Thousand Corpses as my number 7 choice. So
that tells you something too.
Okay.
My number 6 is Killer Clowns.
Okay.
Very fun house.
Very
fun house. Not, they can get you now.
They can.
They can come out and get you and scare you, but just overall, just loads of fun. Oh my gosh, it was just loads of fun. So I had that down, but I brought it back up because it was fun, and that's part of how I do my rating is if I feel like it's fun. It not only it scares you, but is it fun also?
Right.
In the theming.
Right.
So 6 on my. That's exactly where it was on my hype list.
On your hype list.
Yeah.
Number 6. All right. Number 6 kind of changed for me as far as our final night. So on my number 6, I chose Depths of Fear, which I really always loved going through this house. I thought the house was extremely detailed. They did a great job with this house. There was something that you're supposed to kind of catch at the end of the house that I never caught.
I found it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to release any spoilers, but just kind of pay attention when you're toward the last room where to, just look around. And I missed it every single time we went through this house, which about killed me. But yeah, the scares were pretty solid in this house. And like I said, it was an extremely detailed house. Very nice. All right. And my number 6 on my hype list was Graveyard Games. So.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
So number 5.
So we're at number 5. House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay.
That made leaps and bounds up my list because I had that at number 9.
Awesome house.
Yeah. It turned out to be a really fun house. It did. Now I watched the movie. Todd did not watch the movie, but I did watch the movie, and it does go along with the movie. And there's some scares, and it's fun. They made it fun, so yeah, it's a good time.
Okay. And what about your hype list?
Number 5 was Stranger Things.
Okay.
Yeah. So Stranger Things went. And that's what those corpses went.
Okay, number 5 for me was Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. And I want to go ahead and say that was my number 1 on my hype list. So, because I was really looking forward to this house, but it kind of fell down a little bit for me. Still, number 5, like I said, you're right there to where all the houses are like extremely good now. I mean, so it's really, really, really difficult, you know, to, but I loved the way the house was decorated. They had the wind blowing, some snow. It was, you know, the scenes were excellent, and the Yetis are like everywhere. And they actually have a lot of distractions, so you're distracted, you know, watching one thing, and then, you know, the Yeti may come out and really give you a good surprise. So, Yeti Terror of the Yukon was my number 5, and on my hype list again, it was my number 1. So number 4 for you?
Number 4 was Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Fun house. When we went, we only did it once, right? I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think
we only got one walkthrough.
Yeah, because that was a very popular house.
Yeah.
So even even if you had Express, it was still kind of a pretty long wait.
So I wish I could have gone through it again. I know they had some special effects there that were pretty nice. We missed the scares. I think that was part of my problem was we missed Slumber coming.
On my list.
Yeah, and I took that kind of into account that if we would have got the scares, it probably would have been higher for you or whatnot.
Yeah, I think so.
But just a really good, fun house.
It was. It was real fun. Really brought back memories of the movies. Yeah, which I love the movies.
So number 4 on my hype list was Yeti.
Really good house.
Yeah.
All right.
So what was your number 4?
Okay, my number 4 was Killer Clowns. Again, you know, like Kathy, this house was packed with fun, you know, and scares as well. I really enjoyed the Scare Zone last year, you know, that they had the Killer Clowns Scare Zone, so I wasn't sure actually how it was going to work in a house, but they really pulled it off. You know, you get to see a lot of things that they were unable to do, you know, as far as the Scare Zone. So a lot of neat interaction, you know, with you and the clowns. So I really love this house. It was great, and they did get me a couple of times. So I really loved it. Excellent house.
Yeah.
Number 4 on my hype list originally was Nightingale's Blood Pit. So
that really dropped it.
Yeah, it dropped for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your number 3?
My number 3 was Yeti.
Okay.
Awesome house. Lots and lots of things in there to see, and just all the theming in the house was incredible. We did get to go. We did do that one, I think, all 3 nights, and just the Yeti that was up top, and you know, it was just incredible. I thought.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah,
huge white Yetis.
Yeah, so it was great. And it just brought back memories from the year before. What was it? Slaughter Cinema? Oh my gosh, that Swamp Yeti at the end.
Swamp Yeti.
Yeah, he chased us out one time. So,
so that's why I was really looking forward to that house this year.
My number 3 on my hype list was Graveyard Games.
Okay, yeah, which was good house.
Yep.
Okay, my number 3 was House of a Thousand Corpses. I really enjoyed this house, and it's like every time we went back in it, it just got better and better. I love the guy that's sitting on the front porch as you walk in. You know, be sure to check him out. And excellent house. Like Kathy said, I didn't get a chance to see the movie, but I would love to go back just to go through this house.
And that says a lot that he didn't see the movie, but he loved the house. So.
Yeah, I thought the house was awesome.
Yeah.
Very good house.
Yeah.
My number 3 that was on my original hype list was Universal Monsters. So that changed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Now my number 2 was Graveyard Games.
Okay.
Really fun house.
It was a very detailed house, really pretty.
Yes, it was really pretty. Same thing as, with the Yeti, just a really detailed house. I kind of like the theme just a little bit better, I guess, than the Yeti. But it was really fun. I started to try to do the interactive thing, and we were moving so fast that we couldn't. I mean, couldn't stand out there and play on Messenger for, I guess if you're stuck in line for a long time. Then
yeah, they had a interactive game that you could play on Facebook Messenger with this house, but
well, it was just like messages you would receive from I guess the unruly teenagers or something.
Or maybe the spooks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was your number 2 on your hype list?
Universal Monsters.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, my number 2 was Graveyard Games, just like Kathy. I really enjoyed this house. It was beautiful, a beautiful house, very well detailed. I like houses that have ghosts and spirits and the unruly dead. It just it was a great house. I really enjoyed walking through it. I would definitely, if we went back again, that would probably be one of the first houses I'd like to go back through again. There's a lot that you need to look around, and because there's so many details. So definitely, if you plan on going to Halloween Horror Nights, go through this house a couple of times, because you're always going to miss something, and you see something new each time. So a lot of detail. The number 2 that I had on my hype list was Ghostbusters. So, all right. So we're down to our number 1s. All right.
Universal Monsters.
Universal Monsters for me as well.
All 3 nights it had it. That ending just made me do a 2-step. Oh gosh, it was incredible.
Well, let me tell you,
gosh.
I started off by thinking, okay, well, this house is I look forward to it, but I didn't realize that they they put a little spin on the monsters, because the monsters from the original films, you have to admit, are not that scary, but boy, they put a little spin on the monsters. So they were pretty frightening.
Yeah,
I love this house.
And in some rooms, they were like double teaming you. It was fun to go from room to room, seeing the Wolfman, or from movie to movie, seeing the Wolfman and, Frankenstein and what is this swamp monster?
Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula. Oh my gosh. And all that. They double team you sometimes. And
yeah, it was another house that was excellently done by Universal. The monsters were, like I said, very scary. They were not like from the movie at all. The original movies that were made so long ago. But excellent house. The creature from the Black Lagoon got me every time. It was just,
and they're there, and and it's like, okay, he's not going to get me this time, and it's like he gets you.
It was an awesome house.
I must have had a sign on me or something, because they got me every time.
Yeah, the scares were always there. But definitely a good house, Universal Monsters. So
awesome.
What was your number 1 on your hype list?
Ghostbusters.
Okay, all right.
So it fell for me. So.
And number 1 on my hype list was Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. So, as I said before. But Universal Monsters, big thumbs up from both of us. It was, a huge success with this house. And as the other houses, 6 and up, I would definitely say try to do your best to make multiple trips through these houses, because they're definitely worth it.
Oh yeah.
But all in all, we had a great time.
We did have a great time.
Run into some friends of ours and made some friends.
Made some new friends.
Yeah, and it's fun. We actually went through the houses as a group with our friends. And it kind of makes it a lot more fun, because you're seeing them get scares and they're seeing you get scares. And so a lot of times we were just walking through these houses laughing, at each other.
Laughing at each other for getting scared. And we went around with some friends from the Orlando Informer group. If you're not familiar with Orlando Informer, they have some great planning. But they have a wonderful Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're a Universal fan and you're not part of that group, please go join.
Yeah, join.
They have some great members, yeah.
Yeah, and they definitely have some really good tips too on the Orlando Reformer page. Mm-hmm. So check them out.
Yeah.
So that's about it for us.
Sadly.
Yep. Until next year.
I miss it already.
Next year we look very forward to because it's going to be HHN 30. Mm-hmm. So we're expecting some big things, for next year.
I don't know how they can knock it. I mean, they knocked it out of the ballpark this year.
Yeah, they really did. So next year is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be very excellent. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely look forward to that. So that's about it for us. Dawn and Tyler will be going down to experience Halloween Horror Nights at the end of the month. 1st of November, and they will bring you their own coverage of their thoughts. Mm-hmm. And they're going to do a behind-the-scenes tour too, so just like they did last year. It's kind of a lights-on tour of some of the houses that they're able to go through and take a couple of pictures where they're able to. So look forward to them bringing you that as well.
And I think they're also going to do the scare actor dining. We didn't do that this year.
Yeah, this year we didn't do it as we have in the past years. But yeah, so you'll get that from them. Yeah,
but they'll also have coverage from Halloween, and I think they're going to do a new one, that just opened this year.
Okay.
Dark Horizons, I think, is what it was called. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So stay tuned for more scary things from Just Out and About.
Yeah.
Bye.